sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me, and life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The wind is blowing, the bells are ringing, children playing in the park while birds are singing. I am walking, and I am laughing, Life is perfect, I'm not trying, it's just happening. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
It is indeed a beautiful day. Welcome out, everybody. It's Monday, time for the Mastermind. And today, I think we're going to have something that you're really going to like, because we're going to be talking about video editing, something that I know a lot of people struggle with. And in this particular case, we're going to be doing video editing with a video editor that is, well, free. And what better price do we have than free? And if you like free, of course, put it in the chat box to let us know that you like free, because I know I certainly do. And just to give you a little bit of a background, I have been trying to find for many years a free video editing program that we could offer to all of our clients and our our tribe, basically something that will actually get the job done without costing thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. You know, in the case of Adobe Premiere, you're paying $60 a month to be able to use that. In the case of something like Final Cut Pro, you're paying like $300 a month. Avid, I don't even know what you're paying these days. But all these programs, they come with a cost. And I always wanted to be able to find something that was free that everybody could use. And yes, Micah says free. Yes, absolutely. We love free. And now I do have one little caveat. Now, as with any of the other ones that we've had, because we've talked about some free ones before. For a while, I was using one called CapCut, which was pretty good. It was a little primitive, but it was a good free video editing program. And then we were doing Filmic Pro, which again is one that starts off free, and it has upgrades that you can buy, but you can do all of your video editing for free. However, that one fell short in one other area, and that area was it still required a lot of learning in order to use it well, because it's a very advanced video editing program. You can get it for free, you can buy upgrades, but you can get it for free, but it takes a lot of learning to do that. And quite honestly, the local dentist who wants to make a couple of videos for his YouTube channel or what have you is not going to spend the next 20 months learning how to use a high-end video editor. It's just not going to happen. And so we wanted to find something that was not only free, but something that you could actually have fun with, that you could use and really do some great stuff with. And the one that I've come across lately is one that you may have heard of. And if you have, put it in the chat. It's called CapCut. And some people think of it as the TikTok video editing program, because I know they're closely related somehow. And, people that do TikTok use this one a lot. But this program, let me tell you, it is an incredible program. It can do most of your high-end video editing without feeling like you're working in a high-end editor. and it does it for free, and it has tons of features that, quite honestly, if you wanted to do the same types of things in Final Cut Pro or in Adobe Premiere or in Avid, you're going to be putting in a lot of work. And in this program, it's at the click of a button. And I'm not kidding when I say this. So what it may lack in like super high-end tools that most people don't use anyway, it more than makes up for in the fun factor and the effects that you can add, and just some of the really cool tricks that you can do, which we're going to go through a lot of those today, because there are some that, just blow my mind. I've had CapCut for quite a while now. I do pay for the Pro version, because there is a Pro version. I think it's like $9 a month. Trust me, worth every penny. So yes, you can get this for free. Yes, you can do a ton of stuff for free. If you're going to be doing any editing, I would get the upgrade, not because you have to, but because you're going to want to. And, we're all professionals here. If you can't spend $9 a month to do this really well, then what's the point? But you don't have to. You can do this completely for free. And the great thing about CapCut is it'll show you what's free and what's not. When you're in there, it'll say Pro next to the things that you have to pay for. So you can see it very easily. But let's jump over to CapCut right now so we can start to take a quick look at exactly how this works. And I want to show you some of the features. So I've got a project open here. Now, first and foremost, something cool about this here, most of the time, I'll be honest with you, when I do most of my editing, I'm still doing it in Final Cut Pro. And you may say, wait a minute, if you really recommend this, why are you doing it in Final Cut Pro? Well, the reason is I've been using Final Cut Pro for, 20 years now? Probably more than 20 years, because I had Final Cut Pro before. It's been around for longer than that, so probably like 25 years. And all my projects are in there, and all my setups are in there and everything. So I'm not really going to be switching to a different editor. It's just not going to happen. Not because there's not other editors that are good, but it's just, it's what I use. That's not going to change. But I do use it for doing a lot of the YouTube Shorts type stuff, which is why you can see here, I've got this setup here where the video screen is on the right-hand side and it's tall, because they actually have a setup specifically for editing vertical videos. Now, you don't have to use this. This is just one of the window setups that I chose to use because you can see here I did the vertical one because it's nice for that. Now you can do the default, which is what I use for most video editing. This is what it would look like. But because we're doing mostly vertical stuff and we want to save some of that real estate, we come in here and we go to layout and we go vertical, and boom, you get this on the side. Now, one thing you may want to notice right away, which we're going to talk about, is if you look at this picture of me, you may say, wait a minute, are you that thin? And you may say, wait a minute, are you that good looking? Well, the answer is no. And I'm going to show you why. I don't know if I'm really good looking in this, but I'm going to show you why I'm better looking in this than I would be in real life. Because this, as I said, has some amazing tools that will blow your mind. But let's go through the very basics of the video editing here, because that's what people are going to need to know most. So just like Final Cut or Adobe Premiere, this one has a few different windows here. The first one is your library up here. So this is where all your media is. Okay, so these are some things that I brought in for this particular project. Okay, over here, these are the controls for the things that you're working on. So when you click on different things, you're going to have different controls up here. If I click on it here, I'm going to have all the controls of the stuff that I'm actually working on. Okay, if I click on the music, we're going to have information about the music. So all of that is, oh, it started playing here. We'll pause that. So all of that is right at the touch of your fingertips. And on the right-hand side, of course, this is where you have your viewer. And again, this can be set up in a few different ways. I just happen to have it set up in the vertical fashion here. And your timeline, of course, has multi-layers, so you can do all sorts of things with it. And it's got most of the traditional tools that you would have inside of here. You've got your actual tools like your select and your splits. If you need to cut something, you can do that. You got select leftward and select rightward, which is going to allow you to grab all the things to the right. Like let's say we put a split right here and we use that, it would grab everything to the right so we could move it out of the way if we need to, which is nice. That's in a lot of different programs. Over here, you've got a voiceover tool. So you can actually use this to record voiceovers, okay? Which, oh, I shouldn't have said don't allow, but let me get that out of here. Oh, now I can't close it. Hey, why aren't you closing? All right, see this? I'm already causing myself some problems here because I hit that by accident and now I can't figure out how to get it to close. There's got to be another window open here somewhere that's asking for my attention. Sorry, guys. Figures the first thing I'm going to do is mess this up. I'm not sure why it's not letting me out of there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill this and bring it back up here. Just give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's got all the different tools in there inside your timeline. Give this a second to come back up here. And by the way, this is your main menu here, your dashboard. So this is where all your projects will be. Okay. Now I will tell you while we're in here, one thing that is a little bit weak about CapCut is the way that projects interact. So for instance, in Final Cut Pro, I can have all of my projects open at the same time and I can drag things back and forth between projects and whatnot. And you kind of can't really do that in here, unfortunately. Hopefully someday they'll address that a little bit, or if they can, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I don't consider myself a super expert at this yet because, as I said, I mostly edit with Final Cut Pro. But let me change my layout back to the vertical one here. Boom, look at that. That's so nice. I do have to say I really do like that. All right, so going back into the timeline here. Over here, you've got all of your other tools. So this is, you can turn off your main track. This is the snapping tool. So what that does is as you move things around, they will snap. So for instance, if we were to bring this to the end of the video, this little clip here, change my things back. There we go. What it's going to do is it's going to snap. You see how that line shows up and it kind of pops to the end? It's going to make sure that that lines up at the end. Okay, so that's what the snapping tool does. And that's a very, very useful tool. I use that all the time. And that not just in here, but in Final Cut and others too. So you've got preview button here. You've got the zoom area here. And this is pretty good. I like that they have the little dragger so you can do this. And it does have some of the traditional keystrokes. So if I hit Shift Z, it's going to fill up the timeline here inside the window. Okay, so if I was to, let's say I was to do this and I'm zoomed in, if I hit Shift Z, it's going to fit everything into here, which is a tool that I use quite a bit as well. So it's got all of those built right in there. And on the side here, with each of the tracks, you have all of your different tools for the tracks. You can lock a track so that it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. You've got your eyeball so you can turn it on and off. And by the way, it does use the traditional keystrokes for that you would find in a lot of the other programs. And in this case here, it's the V button that will turn things on and off, just like in Final Cut Pro. I'm not sure if that's the same in Adobe Premiere, I don't recall. And you can turn off your audio tracks here if you need to. And you've even got a menu here where you can change your track heights. Like I've got it set to this, which I think is good. It's at the default. And you can show your audio waveforms in different sizes here. So like if we did 100%, okay, it's going to show it at 100%. And of course we don't have any waveforms there, so it doesn't matter. But if we come down here, come on now. So you got all of your different things in here. So again, we don't have any tracks on there either. Well, I keep going after tracks that we don't have anything on. In any case, let's go to this one here. There we go. So you can see now it's taken away the picture and it's giving us the tall waveforms there. Go back to 30% and we can see our picture. Okay. Now, what I love about this particular program is not its editing tools, which are adequate. They do everything that they need to do. What I love about this program is the fact that you can do some amazing things right out of the box here. And we can get into some of that fun stuff because it's crazy. Now all right, so if we go up here and you go up to the top here, you see you got this top menu here and you've got all sorts of different things in here. You've got your import button, you got your audio. So this is going to be all of your audio stuff here. They have built-in music. You can see some of it is pro. This one here is pro, this one's not. So if you need music, you can go for this. But what's great about this is, as you may know, on programs like TikTok and even on YouTube Shorts to an extent, if you're using music, trending music, like music that's actually trending on the platforms, is going to get you more views. So if rather than using your own music that you always use or what have you, you come in here and you hit trending, you can see, okay, well, this one's a trending one here. Maybe we'll use this one. And I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but I know you guys can probably barely hear that, but in any case, you can choose your trending music from here, and that's going to help you to get more views because people love to watch the videos with trending music, and that's actually a way that they're found on TikTok a lot of times. So that's a good thing here. Your text, you have lots of different text things here. You can do your traditional text. Okay. You can do all sorts of pre-built things. You've got effects for text in here. Built in. I mean, look at all the built-in text effects that are in here. You've got templates. So if you want to do anything cool, you can do that. Boom. Look at that. How cool is that, right? And that's done at the click of a button. And you can see it full screen on here. You don't have to put it in your timeline to check it out. You can just click on it, and it's going to, boom, love it. I mean, that is fantastic, right? The fact that you can do that right inside of here, you're not buying any plugins or anything else. Now, some of these, again, are pro, some are not. So the ones that have the little pro button here, these are the ones that you'd be paying for to have that. But like this one here, the subscribe button, you don't have to pay anything to have that on there, okay? So all of that's free inside of here, but you can add all these different things. You've got your audio captions. Now, this is really cool because if you've ever seen a TikTok video or YouTube short, oftentimes they have that text on the screen automatically running with the person talking, right? And that's what you can do with this, and that is a really, really cool feature, the fact that you can add your captions into there, and then you can import closed captioning stuff here as well, okay? You've also got a ton of stickers that are built into this too. These can be useful and helpful because, once again, people like the stickers for whatever reason. So if you're doing stuff, if you can, put stickers on there. It makes sense. Now, obviously, if you're a lawyer trying to talk about something serious, you may not want to put silly, crying, laughing stickers or anything like that, but you can add those in here. And then you've got what I think is the craziest part of this entire program, and that is your effects. So I like effects. I don't use them super often in a lot of the things for many reasons, but I like effects, and you can really dress up a video. And if you're using Final Cut Pro, if you're using Adobe Premiere, if you're using Avid, you want to do an effect like some of these things in here, you're going to be spending ages doing it. Now, I want you to see how quick this is. Now, this is a pro one here, but we'll just use this one. We'll put it on me here. Okay. I mean, click of a button, and there are all sorts of effects that you can add in here. Some of these are free, some of them are not. Like this one here. Woo, look at that. Okay. And what amazes me is not even just that they have tons and tons and tons of these in here, but the fact that they work so easily at the click of a button. And there's so many different kinds in here. And you can add any that you like on there. I mean, just crazy. And you can actually drop down here and you can see the different kinds. So you got retro ones, for instance. Look at that. Boom. You got ones related to love. Ones related to what they call sparks. So this is going to be all like the sparks and sparkly stuff. Boom. You've got motion in here. Okay, so it's going to add motion to the video. Maybe. Come on. Oh, we can't preview that particular one. Let's do a different one. Oh, some of these we can't preview. That's right. You can add them on there and it'll work, but you can't preview them apparently. What's up with that? That's all right. Now you come down here, you've got lens effects. All sorts of different lens effects in there. Distortions, glitches. I mean, look. How cool is that, right? Let's see here. We got butterflies. A whole section just for butterflies. TV. Now, this one could be useful here because you can add old TV effects. Now, it's a little weird on a vertical video, but on a regular widescreen video or square video, it's pretty cool that you can add these TV-style effects to it. And again, look how instantaneous this is. I don't have to do tons of work inside of a plugin that I have to pay for or spend work in After Effects or anything. I mean, that's just very, very cool. Got one dedicated to stars. Ooh, we love stars. Celebrations. I mean, again, all built right in there. And again, I don't want to spend all day on this because I could. Like this one here. What's this one? This one is 3D stuff here. You see some of them are in front and in back. You got cartoon effects in here. Very cool stuff. All right. You guys like these effects? Am I talking too much about them? I get excited about them and never use them because they're a little bit much. But I could sit and talk about them all day because they get me excited. And then you've got what are called body effects in here as well. Okay, so this would be where if you got a person, it's going to do this to them. And by the way, I'm cheating here a little bit because I'm already cut out. But this will work even if you have a video in here where it's not cut out yet. So for instance, if we were to, let's just, by the way, if I hit Alt and grab this, it works just like in other ones. So you can move things in here. So if I come in here, I'm going to turn off the remove background for this one here. Now granted, it's a green screen background, but I want you to see that even when we haven't green screened it, and by the way, it doesn't have to be on a green screen. This could be you standing in front of just a regular old background, and you can still do these effects. And it's going to automatically do these things to your stuff. I mean, how cool is that? It's tracking the eyeballs. See that? Now that's doing that without even pulling me from the background first. So this is where you see all the crazy stuff that you see on TikTok and whatnot. So all of this stuff, again, built in, ready to go. Now, again, some of these are pro. So not all of these are free, but some of these are pro. This one is free, so if you need to do this, it's free. Even this one's free. How appropriate that I would wear a crown. All right, so those are your effects that are built into this, and that's what makes this program so much fun to use and great for things like TikTok. You know, if you're working with a lawyer or a dentist, you may not do some of this stuff for a video where they're talking about, you know, come hire us. But if you're doing things for TikTok to get attention, to have some fun, to draw attention to the business, these are the types of things you can still do to have a lot of fun with their content. Okay, so that's why I really, really like this. And you got these all broken down into different categories. Oh, I like superpowers is always a good one. Let's see what I look like with superpowers. Which, by the way, this one right here where it's got the rays of light shooting off, this is really impressive to me because I've been an editor for a long time and I always struggle with doing rays of light out of something. And this does it at the touch of a button like that. I mean, that to me is that's just wild. Just wild. I mean, how cool is that? So roll. Man, I look, oh, it's so unfair. I look so sad. You've got masks in here. Okay. There was one with a skull face. I don't know what happened to that one, but all of these stuff, I mean, you can do any of these things. You've got selfie stuff in here. Dark. Yeah, here we go. This is the one I was talking about. I mean, look at that. The touch of a button, folks. Tracking the face and everything. Oh, that's scary. Now that's pretty appropriate right there, isn't it? I mean, look at the tracking on that is fantastic too. You got funny ones here. And then you got your background stuff again. You know, we saw the heart one earlier, but there's a few different background ones, which are kind of cool. And again, all of this done very, very simply. You got all your transitions, which you would expect in a video editor, but there are just a ton of transitions in here. Okay, and this is in addition to what they call animations, which is something a little bit different. So animations would be something you would put on the actual track. The transitions literally are just what you would put in between the two tracks. So if we wanted to put this in there, we just drop it in there. I mean, pretty darn cool. All of that stuff built in. So I mean, there's a lot more built into here than comes in any of the other editors that you're paying a ton of money for. And it's incredible how much is actually in here. And you can preview them by clicking on them. Just a ton more. Boy, I'm convincing myself to start using this even more for my regular stuff. And all the different ones are broken up into categories. They got these social media ones. Okay. Now the next thing in here, you've got your captions. Now this is where, again, it gets really cool. So if you've ever watched those TikTok videos and wondered, how in the world do they get those captions on those things? That must take forever, right? Well, guess what? It really doesn't. You can actually do your captions right from inside of here. You can add captions. You've got auto captions. You've got your different styles here. And those are broken down in categories. You got AI packages for it as well. And you got your auto lyrics. What we want to do is, we're actually going to go back to our text here. Again, because you can choose any of the art styles with any of these as you do them. Okay. So you can add the captions. You got your filters, not to be confused with all the other things, because now on top of all that, you got filters. So this is going to give you different types of lighting and looks to the videos, and you can break it up by category again here. So you come down here and you could say cold. Oh, I want all the cold ones. Ooh, makes it blue and cold. We can go night scenes. And again, it's just going to colorize this or add effects to it. You got retro. It's just going to give you all the different looks. You got your adjustments, okay? So this is where you can adjust your LUTs and your different types of adjustments in here. So if you got presets, you can do those in here. Okay. You got custom ones where you can create your own. And you can import any LUTs that you have. And LUTs are basically color settings that you've already created elsewhere that you're going to bring in. Now you got your templates over here too. Okay. So this basically helps you to create a video from scratch. Okay. And you got all sorts of different kinds. They got one specifically for TikTok, for instance. Okay. You'd add your photos into there. So all of those are in there. And then, now, this is where it gets interesting. And I'll be honest, I haven't played around with this a lot yet. Okay. You do need credits for these. So you can change that for credits, but I'm going to hit this for a moment here. Look at your AI characters in here, okay? So your AI characters, you can actually bring them into your projects, okay? And they're going to speak the stuff that's in there. So if you've ever wanted to do a video where you've got text already, and you want to add an AI character speaking your text, this is where you're going to get them from. Okay? There you go. And down here you got the different voices you can use. different types of framing. So if you wanted to do in a window, you can do that. And these characters will speak what you are telling them to say. I mean, how cool is that? So if you don't want to be in the video, your client doesn't want to be in the video, you can use one of these AI characters. And again, come down here. So we have to enter in the stuff beforehand, so we're not going to enter that in right now. But you can change the style. Obviously, I have to have text in there for it to do that, but you can add these characters in there. Again, not something that I would use very often, but in a pinch for certain things, this could be very, very useful. But now let's go back here, because what we want to do is we want to talk about some of the other things that are built into here. Okay? Many of you have probably heard many times a certain song that I use for my videos. In fact, you heard it today if you got here early enough, right?
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face.
Okay, so that is It's a Beautiful Day from Tim McMorris, an amazing musician who does a lot of really cool stuff that we've used over the years. So this right now is something I'm going to show you that, to me, and hopefully you guys can hear this. I know it's tough to hear. I'm going to try my best to make sure you can hear this, because this is going to blow your mind. You've got your song here, okay? So one of the things that you can do is you can come in here and apologize. It's tough to see some of the things in this orientation because I'm still not quite used to it, even though I love the vertical orientation here. So see right here, this says vocal isolation. Now this is a pro feature, so again, you do need the pro for this one, but I'm telling you, this is absolutely worth it. By the way, if any of you have any questions or any comments about this, post them in there. You guys are being pretty quiet today, so just post them in there. I'll be glad to look at it or answer the questions as best I can. So vocal isolation, we're going to click this here, and you'll see that there's actually two options, remove vocal or keep vocal. So I'm going to leave it on keep vocal here, okay? And you'll notice that my timeline down here has changed quite a bit. Now let's listen very carefully to the beginning of this song, which had that. Here's what it sounds like now. Yeah, that's right. Nothing at all. Complete dead silence. Now you do see some waveforms on here. Well, this is because it isolated just the voice. Ready? I want you to listen to this. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh.
Okay, so this program literally in the click of a button just removed all of the instruments in this song and left just Tim's voice. That, to me, was mind-blowing, the fact that it did this. Now, we can also go the opposite, remove the vocal. So what is this going to do? Well, now you're going to have all those instruments, but you're going to have no voice. Now, why is this a good thing? Well, one, you can do karaoke, I guess, but to me, the real big thing for this is I use Tim's song all the time, but in the middle of my videos, as a backing track, I can't really use it because I don't want to be talking and have Tim singing underneath that. But cohesively, if I'm going to start a video with, let's say, a little bit of his song and then cut into me, or maybe at the end I'm going to play his song with his vocals and everything, in the middle, I want to use the same tune, right? Well, listen to this. Ready? Here we go. This program successfully removed his vocals from the song completely. Now, when I saw this feature was there and I heard what it could do, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I never imagined it would be this good at doing it. That, to me, is absolutely crazy. And it does an amazing job. You guys think that's amazing? Give me a 1 in the chat box. I want to make sure you guys are alive here, because I know there's a bunch of you on here. So give me a 1 in the chat box. Let me know you're alive and that's, to me, if that was really mind-blowing to you, give me a 1, because to me, I don't know if it's a tool that I would use all the time, but the technology blew my freaking mind. Yeah, Mike says 1. So here we go. We get the 1s coming in. That to me was insanity. But there's a whole lot more to see inside this program too. So again, we haven't even really touched on just video editing. I'm assuming most of you can kind of figure out the norms of video editing and just need a platform for doing it. Laying out your stuff in here to do traditional editing like I've done here. I've just got me. I've got some things that I've popped in here, some screenshots. Nothing crazy or special in this particular one. But I do want you to see some of the effects that you can do in here. Now, first of all, let me see if I can pull another piece of video in here. Give me 1 second and talk amongst yourselves. CapCut is neither a cap nor a cut. Let me see here. I'm going to try and pull a little bit of video that I shot the other day, if I can find it. And I believe it's in here. And this is just going to be me sitting in the background here. Or actually, you know what? I know what I can do. Let me go back out to the home page here, because I've actually got a video that I started messing around with in here, which is this one right here. Okay. So in this case here, I'm going to switch the configuration around to the default layout, since it is a widescreen. Okay, so you can see here, this is literally just a video of me standing on this very background that you saw me on at the very beginning. No green screen involved or anything like that. But I want you to see what you can do directly from CapCut. Now, mind you, again, there's no physical, actual things going on here. This is just CapCut. This is the same exact video. Okay? I want you to think about that for a second. This is what I shot with me, the light on my face and everything, no lights in the background. This is me suddenly on this background with these colored lights. These colored lights, folks, are not real. It's what is called relighting. And they have an actual program in here for relighting. But the thing about this that really is incredible is not even so much that we're able to relight this, but the fact that it's able to pull me out of that background, okay, here inside where I norm, okay, so you can see there, it pulls me from the background and changes all of that. So this right here, there's no effects on this, but again, I want to go back in and kind of show you here when we go to remove background, okay. Now again, this up here is the Pro feature, okay. You've got chroma key built in, which is not a Pro feature, but you click on this and look at that. It's going to remove me from the background, even though I'm not on a green screen or anything. And, with programs like Zoom around and stuff like that, that may not sound too amazing, but this does a really, really good job of doing that. Like, it does a surprisingly good job. And you don't see a lot of those weird artifacts like you do when you're doing Zoom, where, like, look at my hands. Usually in Zoom, if you bring up your hands like that, it's going to throw everything off and you're going to see the background. Now, is it 100% perfect and as good as a really good green screen? No, but I mean, when you've got your background in there like this, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to realize that this is not real. Okay. That would be difficult to and I'll show you, because here's what the video looks like when they do the relighting, and then because it's got me in the front. Okay. So the way that we did this is, you can see I've got 2 different layers here. Okay. This is a layer of me talking on it was just this video here. And I did the same thing. I removed the background and I put it over the exact same video. Okay. So this video and this video are exactly the same. This one, I just pulled myself out of the background and I blew myself up a little tiny bit just to make sure that I completely cover the me underneath there, which really, it's not blurred or anything, so that shouldn't be an issue. And then on the background, we did, like I said, what is called the relighting. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of different things you can do here. This is the relight here, and we can change how that lighting looks and what we do with that lighting just by clicking. And you can do it yourself. You don't have to follow just what they have in here. These are pre-built, but you can do it yourself. And once you have it in here, like I can change the way the lighting looks. I can move the lights around. And this one's a little too subtle to tell. But if we come here, okay, we can add all sorts of different lighting to this. And look at that, it even reacts on the table there a little bit. It's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. And you can make a lot more adjustments to that too, like that light there. You know, we can boost up the intensity of that light. We can change the radius of that light, make it more pinpoint. By the way, you can also change it from a point light to a directional light as well. Okay, so now it's kind of shooting down there. I like the pin lights a little bit better for most of this stuff. But you can do all of this built right into there. You can change the distance. So it looks like it's right against the wall or it's further away. I mean, this is all built into this. Now, again, you know, some of this stuff is going to be pro features, like Relight is a pro feature. But, again, well worth it for the price compared to other programs that you're going to pay for here. Now, you can get really creative. Okay, now why is this one really creative? Well, because you'll notice the lighting in the background, very flat looking. The lights are moving around. Okay, so you can get really funky with this stuff. Now, and the reason is we're going to be testing. I mean, how cool is that? If you think that's cool, give me a 1, because that to me was amazing. You can take any okay video and really turn it up into something good. So give me a 1 if you think that's a big important a big deal. Give me a 1. Now, going on to here, I want to show you some of the, yeah, Eddie says it's a 1 immediately. Because it is, and it really is. It really, really is. It's incredible what this thing does. Now, you can do all of your normal things in here too. So if we choose this one here, like I can scale myself, make myself bigger or smaller. Okay. So we can do all of that built into here. I don't know where I was at before, but I'm going to undo that. All right. You can move me around. So you got the ability to move me left and right and up and down. Okay. Or whatever. It doesn't have to be me in whatever case. It could be anything. But you can move it up and down and side to side and whatnot. You've got stabilize. So if you've got, for instance, video that's kind of shaky, in this case it wouldn't be. This would not be shaky video, but you do have stabilization built into there, and that is not a pro feature. Your blend mode, that is just showing, you know, right now it's at default, but you could do things like color dodges and, you know, do funky things because it's layered. You can do different things to it. Okay, and what that's doing is that's blending with the layers below. And then that would be normal there. Down here, you've got image enhance. Okay. And what this is going to do is we've got HD video here, but let's say you've got video that is kind of low resolution. Maybe it was off of an old VHS or something like that. You can actually use this to enhance that video or that image or video, and I'm telling you, it does a really, really good job. I was surprised. It does take a little while. You got to sit there and wait while it does it, but it's going to take a lower resolution video, and it's going to use AI to enhance that and make it look like it's a higher quality video than it really is, and it does a pretty darn good job with that. Let's see, we can come down here. You can reduce image noise. If there's image noise in there, you can do that. I don't really have any image noise, so that's not going to be a big deal there. And then I haven't really messed with this much, but this is AI remove. You can only do it with clips that are 10 seconds or less, but you can actually, like, let's say, you know, this is the classic, like you're on the beach and there's somebody in the background. You can make them disappear, that kind of thing, so you can pull people out of it. There's our relight features. Auto reframe. So this, let me see, I move around a little bit. So we'll see if this does anything here. It may not do anything because I don't move around enough. But what this is going to do, and actually let's do it on, let's turn that off there. Let's do it on this clip here. So as I move around, what it should do is the camera should follow me, but I don't really move much, so it's not going to do anything. But if I was moving left and right and closer and further back, it's going to track it as if the camera is tracking me. And so that's a very useful effect in a lot of cases. You can do super resolution in here. You can remove any flickers. You can do AI movement to the videos, okay? And again, I think this one is going to tell me 10 seconds or less, but I'm not positive on that. No, it's going to let me do it. Okay. This might look weird because I'm already cut out of the background, but we'll see here. So it's just going to add crazy movements to it.
Okay, so right now what we're doing is we are just taking them.
So it's just adding some crazy movements of me around. I know it's tough to tell because I'm not really moving much. You've got camera tracking and you've got motion blur. So the camera tracking, this is going to allow you to, let's say you've got a video of your hand in front of the screen and you move your hand in a circle. You could track your hand and put something in your hand, like put a big heart on your hand and have it move around. It's the same technology as like when you saw they put the skeleton on my face. It's that kind of tracking. So it's going to actually track where you move and do things. So if you need to put, me holding a fake sign, it'll move with my hand or what have you. So it's a very cool feature to have. Now, I want to get into, you got masking in here, by the way, so you can do different types of masks. Okay. Retouch. Okay. This is where it gets a little weird and fun. So here's me here. Now, let's say that, you know what? My skin's not looking too good today. Let's smooth me out a little bit. And I don't know if you guys can see that through the video there, but it's a subtle difference, but it's going to smooth out wrinkles, kind of flatten out the face a little bit here. You can remove smile lines. I don't really have a lot of smile lines, so it's not going to do much for me there. You can see it a little bit by my nose. Bright eyes. Now that you're not going to see a whole lot there because my eyes are really small in this picture, but what it basically does is it just brightens up the eyes so they stand out. If you got dark circles, it'll remove those. I don't, so it's not going to do anything there. Whitening is just going to whiten out the face here. And then teeth whitening, which I don't know if you can see that very subtle difference there because you don't see much of my teeth there, but it actually does make them whiter. Okay. I could change my skin tone a little bit. Okay. And it's just going to add subtle color, give me a little bit more color than normal of whatever I chose it to be. And I can make it more warm or less warm. And then the degree to which you color it, so something around there. I'm starting to look a little orange, but that's all right. Auto reshape. Guys, this is where it starts to get really weird. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to start getting weird. So smile face. Small face on this one. That's not the small. The smile comes later. Small face. Whoop. I can resize how big my face is. Which in my case, I got a very large head and a large face, so this could be useful. Okay? Slim. I'm looking a little heavy today on that face. I make that face a little slimmer. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Oh, I need a V shape to my face a little bit too. Get that chin to be more V-shaped there. And my jaw, let's see. Yeah, I can give myself a little bit thinner, more prominent of a jaw. Oh, my cheekbones. What about those suckers? Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see the subtle changes here because it is probably small on your screen, but chin length. Okay. Shorten the chin, bring it up. Lower my lower half of my face a little bit if I want, or raise it up higher. You move the middle around a little bit. Ooh, 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 ooh. You can see changes there. And then the hairline, which you don't really see the hairline in here, but we're going to give ourselves more of a hairline. When it's a video that has hair, it does make a big difference, which is why if you look at, it's not in this one. If you look at that other one that we did before, my hair looked a little fuller and my face looked a little slimmer. That would be why. You can also manually do stuff in here too. Okay, so you can go in with brushes and do things. I'm not even going to mess with that because that's a little too creepy. Makeup. Maybe not as much for the dudes here, but you can come in here and you can give yourself a made-up look. Now, if that doesn't give you nightmares, I am not sure what will. That is frightening. Wow. But you can come in here and you can add these subtle differences to your face. Woo, that's a little weird. You can come in here and you can mess with your eye color. You can make it more blue, which probably not going to see that because my eyes are very small in this image right here. But you can mess with your eyebrows. Give yourself more manicured eyebrows. You can also add lipstick, which don't recommend for me, but you can add blush. Again, getting a little weird. You can add freckles. And I know you're not going to see that because my face is a little too far away from that, but you can change the highlights, which my face is so bright in this one right now that you're not going to see the highlights anyway. Let me see here. You can add some extra trimming to things, which again, we're not going to see a whole lot of change in there because we've already made some changes. Eyeliner, eyeshadow, which that's something you can definitely notice. Okay, so all of those things can be added into here. And then you got the body area here where you can make adjustments to that. So if you want to give yourself straighter shoulders, you can do that. This worked out a little bit better when you saw like more of my body than just my shoulders up, because now I'm starting to have like a pinhead here. You can make your arms thinner. We don't see my arms in here, so it's really not going to do anything. The neck. Again, this is getting a little weird for this particular video. Legs, if you could see it. Body, you know, we make it a little bit skinnier if we want here. The waist, we don't see the waist, so that's not going to do anything. The head, you can shrink the head from the overall body if you want. You can add more to your chest, but we don't really see my chest, so it's not going to do anything there. You don't see my hips. You can smooth things out even more. And you can brighten things if you want. So all of this built right in there so you can change the way somebody looks. Now, hopefully you do a better job than I did here because that's looking a little freaking nasty there. But all of this can be done inside of here. Your audio settings, same type of thing. You can normalize the loudness. This is a very cool feature. This is something that I do with a lot of my videos, is to normalize the audio. So for instance, you know, you shoot with a professional microphone, you might get back and find that even though on your camera it showed that the levels were really good, inside your editor it's really low. This will normalize it. You can raise it up and keep it all at the same level. Inside of Final Cut, this is something that I do manually all the time. I take the audio and I boost it way up, and then I limit it, and you know, I do a few things. In here you can do some of that stuff built right in here. You can enhance your voice, okay? You can also translate. And I'm not kidding. You can actually translate this from English to Spanish. I don't know how long that's going to take or if it's how quick it'll do that, but.
Okay, so right now what we're...
So, let me see here. All right, so this feature is intended for entertainment purposes only, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how long it'll take to do that. It might take a minute.
Okay, so right.
So that might take a little while before it's ready. I haven't really messed with that one too much.
Okay, so right now what we're doing is we are just...
Oh yeah, okay, it's at 24%. So that's going to take a few minutes to do that. So we can wait for that a minute, I think. If you guys have any questions, throw them out there now. You guys being nice and quiet today. For those of you who joined us late, we're going through CapCut and all the different features because this thing has some incredible features. So those of you who have been here from the beginning, what do you think so far? Tell me what you think of what you've seen out of CapCut, because to me, you know, I saw it as just another video editor until I really got my hands on it and said, oh my goodness, this thing can do some incredible, incredible stuff. The ability to remove the sound from the music was one of the things that blew my mind. turning yourself into some made-up, freaky human being is another thing that kind of blew my mind on this. See how we doing here? Oh, we're not even halfway done with the translation yet. Probably should have clipped it and made it shorter, but I do want to see this because this is not something I've messed with very much with the translation stuff in here. But again, you got all of this in here. You still got your vocal isolation. You got your reduced noise. So if you're in a place where there's a lot of noise, it's going to pull your voice out of that and then add the. Oh, let's see, completed. All right, let's see how it did.
Bien. Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es tomar un poco de video aquí inside where.
How insane is that? How nuts is that? Okay, this is me now speaking Spanish, even though I was speaking English.
Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es tomar un poco de video aquí.
And that certainly does sound like my voice. That is insane. And I know Mr. Beast has been using that a lot for his videos, where he's having it translated into other languages using, I don't know if he's using this software or a different one, but the same type of thing. But he's been doing that to get his content out in Spanish. I mean, that to me, that's game changing. That is nuts. You got your voice changers in here so you can actually add different sound effects to your voice. Let's go back here.
Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es.
Ooh, we're in and out.
Bien. Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es.
That's what it sounds like in an ice cave. So there's all these different ones in here that you can mess with. Telephone.
Bien. Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es tomar un poco de video.
And it gives it that tinny little sound like you're actually talking through a phone. So there's a lot of really, really cool things in here that just enhance your videos. And again, we haven't even touched half the stuff in here. You can do speed adjustments. So if you need to change the speed of your videos, you can do that. Animation's one I definitely want to touch on because this is very, very useful. So one thing that this does differently than a lot of other editors is you don't put, for instance, here in Final Cut Pro, if I wanted to do something at the very beginning of this video, I might put a transition in there. Well, they don't handle transitions that way. Transitions are only going to go in the actual transition points of the video. This allows you to add transitions to the beginning and the end. So right here, you'll see you've got in, out, and then what's called combo. Okay, so in, out. So if we choose one of these here, like this one, it's just going to add that little transition to the beginning. I don't know if you even saw that. Boom. Okay. So it just animates it in. And then you got the same thing for out.
Inside.
So that's how it'll end the video and transition you out.
Aquí inside. Side.
Okay. And then the combo ones.
Bien. Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es tomar un poco de video aquí.
Okay. It's just going to add it to the whole thing and do crazy stuff to your videos throughout.
Bien. Ahora mismo, lo que estamos haciendo es tomar un poco de video aquí inside where I normally do my.
So that's the animation stuff there. And again, there's a ton of them in here. Just an absolute ton of different animations that you can add into here. You can change the durations. Tracking, again, this is where you can track things as you're moving your hand around. You can track things on there. Moving over here, you got adjustments, okay? You got basic, you got your HSL, hue, saturation, and lightness controllers, okay? You got your curves, so if you wanted to control things by curves, you can do that. Make adjustments to your videos. Boy, we are making the worst video in the history of videos. And you got your wheels here too, so if you want to control it by wheels, you can certainly do that. Again, let me see. James said that said really missed 60% at 1 p.m. Zoom. Hey, you can watch the replay though. You can watch the replay though. A little more volume would be great. You talking about my volume personally? because it looks like mine's pretty high, but I have been moving the microphone around, so that might be part of the issue here. And I know the actual computer audio doesn't play through that, so you don't hear that. I have to literally play it through the microphone. So when we're doing the actual things, I know it's tough to hear, so I apologize for that. All right, going back into here. Those are your adjustments, the basics here. And then we've got AI stylize. So these are effects you can add in AI. It's going to yell at me probably because it's more than 10 seconds, but so it may not let me do some of these just because of the amount of time. Look at this crazy video we've made here. But you got these in here, so come in here with the styles. So again, yeah. So you can come in and you can make different styles on things. It's not going to let me do that right now because you got to use credits for that and stuff, so I'm not going to mess with that. But those are pro features, but you can add all of that in there. So in addition to being a pretty darn good video editor, this has just a ton of different things that you can do, from effects to enhancements to background cutouts, you name it, animation, transitions. It's got everything that you would need in here. And again, even though a lot of the stuff that we showed here were the pro versions, you can do most of this stuff for free and just upgrade when you want to, when you need to. Free video editors are tough to come by. Okay. Yeah, Orville. Sorry about that, Orville. Yeah, he came for noon Central Time. Sorry about that. I try to make that clear, but I hate time zones because time zones, I swear, all they do is they exist just to drive everybody crazy. But yes, it's noon Eastern time for these. So, but yes, the replay will be there instantly, so you'll be able to go back and watch that. But again, this is a program that does everything that you could possibly want for most people. Now, again, if you're producing a movie and you need very specific editing tools that average people would never even think about using, then maybe you need to still use that. But if you're just looking to do some really cool stuff, if you're looking to edit videos simply and easily without spending a fortune, and that really is the key, is we don't want to spend a fortune doing all this stuff, then this program is one that can definitely do that for you. It's going to give you all the free stuff. It's going to give you all the editing capabilities. So we are just at an hour right now, so we're going to end this video call. And I appreciate all of you that have been here watching this. Again, if you want to get this out, check it out, CapCut. We're eventually, I'm going to have an affiliate link at some point in time. I don't have one right now. So if you want to get CapCut and you want to upgrade and everything, go for it. Check it out. And, just search CapCut. You're going to find it everywhere. But at some point in time, we will have an actual affiliate link, and then we'll be able to get a little cheddar on the back end of that. So, but we don't have that yet. So maybe you already answered this, but how does this compare to Camtasia? So let me tell you the difference between this and Camtasia. Camtasia, the one big difference, obviously, Camtasia's real job is a screen capture tool. So it's going to, record your screen while you're doing different things. That's not what this is. This is a video editing system for people that have shot video. Now, Camtasia does have a full video editing system in there too. So as far as that goes, they're pretty compatible in a lot of ways. Camtasia also, like CapCut, has a lot of effects in it, so a lot of text effects and things like that. But it does not have the insane amounts of effects and filters and crazy things that this thing has. At least not the last time I've looked at it. And I haven't used Camtasia in a while, but this is going to give you just so much crazy stuff for you to do your TikToks, your YouTube shorts, but you can also use it more seriously for a serious video editor. But if you want to have some fun, you want to do all the crazy things with the light and, light shooting out of the eyeballs and all that kind of stuff, this is the one that's really going to make a big difference for doing that fun kind of stuff that you'd see on like TikTok and whatnot. So, all right. Well, with that, again, we're just over an hour, and I've actually got to go and meet my daughter in just a few minutes. We're going to be doing an escape room. And by doing an escape room, that means I'm taking her to my escape room, and I'll be running it while her and her friend play it. Go figure. But we're going to go do that. And I hope you guys have a good week. We'll talk to you next week. I may have a guest for us next week that we're going to bring on. We'll see. I don't know quite for certain yet, but that may happen. And by the way, one other thing that I do want to mention before we get out of here today, I've sent out in the last couple of days an email for a webinar we're doing next Tuesday. I really would like to have people show up for that because it is going to be, one, I want to show that we can get people on there, but two, it is a very, very cool webinar on something very different. If you are a local business, a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, or if you work with a local business, doctors, dentists, lawyers, etc., what we're going to be doing is we have a guy on who he certifies people to get government contracts. And what I mean by government contracts is, let's say that you are a dentist and maybe dentist. Let's say you're a cleaning person. That might be a better example to kind of understand this. If you've got a cleaning company and you're looking to grow your business, now one of the things that we do as marketers is we try to get them more leads. We try to get them to show up better in SEO. We try to get them to show up better in social media in the hopes that people will call their number and hire them. Well, this guy's going to show how these businesses can get these government contracts and have business automatically without having to do all of that. So yes, as a marketer, you're still going to want to get them leads and everything, but what if you could walk into this cleaning company that you're working with and say, hey, how would you like this $2 million contract, by the way? It's going to keep you fully busy for the next year and a half or 2 years or whatever it happens to be. That's what this guy teaches, is how to get people certified so they can get these contracts. And the crazy thing is there are billions of dollars in these contracts that go unfulfilled every single year. And literally they can't get any businesses to do them. So if you can be certified, if you can get your client to be certified, they can grab these and they can make a lot of money doing it and really help out with things. So I'm going to put in here in the chat, I'm going to put the link to that webinar. So if you could do me a favor, come to the webinar, sign up for it. We would love to have you on there to check it out. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you, but I'm telling you, it could definitely be for you if you're a local business. It could definitely be for you if you're trying to get your client local businesses more business. And maybe you just want to become a contractor, because realistically, in the scenario we just talked about with the cleaning crew, you could become that quote unquote cleaning company and hire janitorial staff to run that, and you would just manage the contract. So there's a lot of different options with that. It's a great way to grow business, especially with local businesses and whatnot. So love to have you come on there. So be sure to check that out. All right, I won't talk anymore. I'm going to get out of here. Hope to see you guys next week. Have a good one, everybody. And let's get out of here by playing the full version without the background music taken out or anything of our good friend Tim McMorris. It's a beautiful day. Goodbye, everybody. Whoops, I hit the button.
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me. And life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be. And it's a beautiful day. Hey, 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 hey. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Bells are ringing, children playing in the park while birds are singing. I am walking, and I am laughing, Life is perfect, I'm not trying, it's just happening. And it's a beautiful day.